Hello students, welcome to Maths class. Today I am going to start inverse trigonometric functions. You have already studied trigonometric ratios in your 10th class and trigonometric functions in your 11th class. Now we will study inverse trigonometric functions. First of all, let us revise trigonometric functions that we have already studied in 11th class. You know that there are 6 trigonometric functions. Fx is equal to sin x, fx is equal to cos x, fx is equal to tan x, fx is equal to cosecant x, fx is equal to secant x, and fx is equal to cot x. So, the very important part is the domain and range of these trigonometric functions. So first of all, let us revise the domains and range of these trigonometric functions. So in the sequence, let me take first fx is equal to sin x. Sin function is defined from a set of real numbers, that is r, to -1, 1 into the closed interval. What does it mean? It means r is the domain of sine function and -1, 1 in closed interval is the range of sine function. Now second is fx is equal to cos x, and cos function is also defined from a set of real numbers to -1 to 1. Means the same, the domain of cos function is real numbers and range of cos function is -1, 1 closed interval. The third one, let us take tangent function. In short, we call it as tan x. Tangent function is defined as r minus 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 for n belongs to integers to r. What does it mean? It means the domain of tangent function is all real numbers except odd multiples of pi by 2, and the range is all real numbers. Why this is so? Because we know that the value of tangent becomes infinite when we are calculating the value of tangent function at odd multiple of pi by 2. Like tan pi by 2 is infinity, tan minus pi by 2 is infinity, tan 3 pi by 2 is infinity, tan minus 3 pi by 2 is infinity, and so on. So therefore, domain is having all real numbers except odd multiple of pi by 2, and the range is all real numbers. Now the fourth function is, let us take fx is equal to cosecant x. Cosec function is defined from r minus n pi for n belongs to integers to r minus -1, 1 in open interval. So means the domain of cosecant function is all real numbers except the multiples of pi, and the range is all real numbers except -1, 1 in open interval. Next, let us take fx is equal to secant x. Secant function is defined from r minus 2n plus 1 pi by 2 for n belongs to integers to r minus in open interval -1, 1. It means the domain of secant function is all real numbers except odd multiples of pi by 2, and range is all real numbers except -1 and 1 in open interval. And the sixth trigonometric function is fx is equal to cot x. So, moving on to cot x, the cot x is defined from r minus n pi for n belongs to z to r. So, I hope you understood the meaning now, that the domain of cot function is all real numbers except multiples of pi, integral multiples of pi, and the range is r. Now let us explore inverse trigonometric functions. From the study of functions, you know very well that each and every function cannot have its inverse. To find the inverse of a function, the function should be 1, 1 and on 2. So, first of all, we should check whether the trigonometric functions are 1, 1 or on 2 or not. So, as we know, let me take the case of sine function first of all. Fx is equal to sine x. Just we have revised that domain of sine function is all real numbers and range is closed interval minus 1 to 1. So to make it clear that whether sine function is 1 to 1, on 2 or not, let me take the graph of this sine function first. Here is the graph of function sine x. As it is clear from the graph that if you look at the values of the function from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, the values on y-axis are varying from minus 1 to 1. Similarly, if we go for the interval pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, again the values on y-axis are changing from 1 to minus 1. And again let us take one more interval minus pi by 2 to minus 3 pi by 2. And from here we are observing that the values on y-axis are changing from minus 1 to 1. What does it mean? It means for all these intervals, that is minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 and so on to the left hand side and to the right hand side, the values of sine function changing from minus 1 to 1. What does it mean? It means that sine function is not a 1, 1 and on 2 function. Means we need to put some restrictions on the domain of sine functions so that we can find out the inverse of this function as well as for the other trigonometric functions. The condition is same, that is no trigonometric function out of the 6 is 1 to 1 and on 2. So let us discuss first of all for the inverse of sine function. Let us take the interval minus pi by 2 in closed interval. It is clear from the graph that for this interval, that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, the values are changing from minus 1 to 1 only. Means for this interval, the sine function is 1 to 1 and on 2. Similarly, let me take another interval, say pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2 closed interval. Again, let us see from the graph that for these values also, that is from pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2, the values are changing from 1 to minus 1. It means for this interval, again the sine function is 1 to 1 and on 2. Let me take one more interval, that is from 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. Minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. So, it is clear from the graph that for this interval, again the values on y-axis are changing from 1 to minus 1. It means we can find out the inverse of sine function for such all intervals in which the value of sin x, value of function is changing from -1 to 1, means in the intervals in which the function is 1, 1 and on to. Now let me tell you what is inverse. The inverse of sine function can be represented as sine inverse x. You should not confuse with this as 1 upon sine x. These two are not equal. Sine inverse x is not is equal to 1 upon sine x. It is only sine inverse x. As you know that in the inverse function, if a function f is defined from set a to b, then inverse of this function is defined from b to a. Means the range of function f will become domain of inverse of it. So in the similar similar-wise, in case of sine functions, the domain was all real numbers and the range was range of sine function is -1 to 1. So now in case of sine inverse, the domain of sine inverse x is closed interval -1 to 1 and range is any one of the above interval as I just mentioned. Any, we can take like minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 closed interval, pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 closed interval, and so on. So all these are the ranges of sine inverse function and domain is -1, 1 in closed interval. But one very important thing that you should always remember is the principal value branch. Principal value branch. The principal value branch of sine inverse function is closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Means we'll take only this interval as the principal value branch. In other ranges, in other branches, the function is 1 to 1 and on to. But the principal value branch will remain minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Due to the fact of principal value branch, when we define function fx is equal to sine inverse x, then we take domain of sine function, sine inverse function as -1, 1 in closed interval and range as minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 in closed interval. Now let us draw the graph of function sine inverse x. Before drawing the graph of the function, let me recall you that for a function y is equal to fx, its inverse is written as x is equal to f inverse y. Means the x-axis in the function becomes y-axis in case of inverse and y-axis becomes x-axis in case of inverse. So means for the graph of sine inverse x function, we will interchange the axis. Means x-axis with y-axis and y-axis with x-axis, and by doing that we will obtain the graph of sine inverse function. Here I have taken the graph of y is equal to sine x as well as y is equal to sine inverse x to show you the comparison between the two graphs. Very first thing that I told you that we will interchange the axis. What does it mean? It means the values that we were taking on x-axis in case of sine function, now these values will take on y-axis. Means all the angles. And the values 1, 0, -1, 1, 2, -2 that we were taking on y-axis will be taken now on x-axis. So on x-axis we will take 0, 1, -1, and on y-axis we will take 2 pi, 3 pi by 2 pi, pi by 2, 0 and so on. So we have interchanged the axis. Now we will draw the table as usually we do to draw all the graphs. So here, after taking values on the table and plotting the graph, we are getting this kind of graph for y is equal to sine inverse x. Here from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, it is shown by the thick line is the principal value branch for y is equal to sine inverse x, and the domain is from minus 1 to 1. So I hope you are clear with the two graphs and the comparison between the two graphs of y is equal to sine x and y is equal to sine inverse x. Now let us discuss about the inverse of cos function, that is cos inverse x. As we know that the domain of cos function is all real numbers and range is closed interval minus 1 to 1. So let us have a look on the graph of y is equal to cos x. From the graph, it is clear that for the interval 0 to pi, for this interval 0 to pi, we are observing that values are changing from minus 1 to 1 on y-axis. And similarly, let us take another interval, it is minus pi to 0. Again for minus pi to 0, the values are changing from minus 1 to 1. It means for these intervals, the cos function is 1 to 1 and on to. So therefore, it is possible to find out the inverse of cos functions if we are having these particular ranges. So these ranges are 0 to pi, closed interval, minus pi to 0, closed interval, and so on. Out of all these ranges, we are having principal value range. Principal value branch we call it. And this principal value branch for cos function is 0 to pi in closed interval. Now let us study the graph of function cos inverse x. As we did in the case of sine inverse x, that we will interchange the axis. The angles 0, pi by 2, 3 pi by 2 pi will take on y-axis, and values minus 1, 0, 1 will take on x-axis, and after making the table, we can easily draw the graph of cos inverse x, and it is shown by the thick line. It is the principal value branch for cos inverse x, for which the cos function is 1, 1 and on to, out of which this is the principal value branch. So therefore, we are having the domain of cos inverse function is minus 1 to 1 closed interval, whereas range is 0 to pi closed interval, which is also the principal value branch for cos inverse x. Let us go to the next function. It is fx is equal to tan inverse x. Before discussing it, let us first have a look on the graph of y is equal to tan x. From the graph, it is clear that for the values of minus pi, 0, pi, the value of y is equal to tan x is 0. It means the function is not 1 to 1 and on to. So as we have did in the case of sine function and cos function, we put some restrictions on the domain of tan function. And these are like, if we have a look on the interval, open interval minus 3 pi by 2 to minus pi by 2, we find that the values are uniquely changing on y-axis. Similarly, for the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 in open interval, again the values are unique, and similar for the interval pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 and so on. So if we are taking any one of these interval, the function y is equal to 10x is 1 to 1 and on to. So for out of all these ranges, we take principal value branch for 10x as minus pi by 2 in open interval. And for this we can define tan inverse x, and tan inverse x will be having range as minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 open interval and domain as all real numbers. Now let us draw the graph of y is equal to tan inverse x. Here is the graph of y is equal to tan inverse x in front of you. We draw it by interchanging axis. It is having domain as all real numbers and principal value branch as minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Now let us discuss about the graph and the function of fx is equal to cos inverse x. So first of all, let us have a look on the graph of y is equal to cosec x. As we know that the domain of cosecant axis are minus n pi, means all real numbers except integral multiple of pi, and the range is minus 1, 1 except these all real numbers is the range of cosecant function. From the graph it is clear that for the values like we have minus pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, the value of cosec function is minus 1. Similar for all other values, for minus pi, 0, pi, the values of cosec function is infinity. What does it mean? It means the cosec function is also not a 1 to 1 and on to function, and in similar wise we have to put some restrictions on its domain so that it becomes inverse function. So for that, let us observe some of the intervals. Let us take the interval minus pi by 2 in closed interval minus 0. The function is 1 to 1 and on to. From minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 and minus 0. Why minus 0? Because at x is equal to 0, we are getting the value of cosec x as infinity. So therefore, this is one of the interval in which the cosec function is 1 to 1 and on to. We can observe other intervals also. It is like one more is minus 3 pi by 2 to pi upon 2 minus pi, and one more interval we can take pi upon 2, 3 pi upon 2 in closed interval minus pi. Here it should be minus pi. So for all these interval, the cosec function is 1 to 1 and on to. So here let us select one of the principal value branch and the principal value branch for cosec x is this one, that is minus pi upon 2 in closed interval minus 0. So for this principal value branch and the domain as all real numbers except minus 1, 1 in open interval. So let us write it. Domain for cosec inverse x is r minus 1, 1 in open interval, and principal value branch of cosec inverse x is minus pi upon 2 in closed interval minus 0. Now let us draw the graph of this cosec inverse x. Here is the graph of y is equal to cos inverse x in front of you. The bold portion shows you the principal value branch for which we are showing the function is 1 to 1 and on to, and the domain is all real numbers except minus 1 to 1. Why this is so? It is clear that for this value and this value. Means from minus 1 to 1. There is no possible value of cosec inverse x for the given branch. Now let us discuss about function sec inverse x. For that, let us have a look on the graph of y is equal to sec x. As we have discussed for other trigonometric functions, y is equal to sec x is also not one-to-one and onto functions for all its domain. So we need to put restriction, and after putting restrictions and looking over all these values, we find that principal value branch for sine inverse for sec inverse function is 0, pi, enclosed interval minus pi by 2, and domain is r minus minus 1 1 in open interval. So for these all branches, out of which one is principal value branch, we can draw the graph of function sec inverse x. Let us have a look on the graph of y is equal to sec inverse x. Here is the graph of y is equal to sec inverse x in front of you. The thick portion shows principal value branch for the function, and domain, just I have told you, it is r minus minus 1 to 1 in open interval. Now let us discuss about the function cot inverse x. For this, let us have a look on the function on the graph of the function y is equal to cot x. As it is clear from the graph that cot function is also not one-to-one and onto. So means we need to put some restrictions on the domain of y is equal to cot x to make it one-to-one and onto. So first of all, let us have a look on the range minus pi by 2, minus pi to 0. For this range minus pi to 0, the values of the value of cot x is values of cot x are unique. Similarly, for the range 0 to pi, again the values of cot x are unique. So therefore, we are having these intervals in which the cot function is one-to-one and onto. So therefore, for this cot function, we take the principal value branch as 0 to pi open interval. So for this, the function that is from 0 to pi, the function is one-to-one and onto, and this is also the principal value branch for the function. And the domain for cot inverse function is all real numbers, as the values will change from minus infinity to plus infinity. To have a look on domain and principal value branch, let us draw the graph of function cot inverse x. So here is the graph of y is equal to cot inverse x in front of you. Here the thick portion shows you graph for principal value branch, that is for 0 to pi in open interval, and domain is clearly from minus infinity to plus. So this is all about inverse trigonometric functions, their domain, range and graph.